Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Friday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. Today I have with me the energy of my guardian angel John. It will be very simple and easy and straightforward. And it is on these upcoming energies that are hitting the planet right now. Science calls them coronal mass suggestions or solar flares. We call them Ascension energies, and these are fundamental energies that emanate from the sun that have for billions of years on this planet been responsible for the transformation and changes in life forms that have come and gone, the species, both humanoid and animal, that have emerged here out of seemingly nowhere. Science has wondered, where did these creatures come from? Well, this energy coming from the sun is what orchestrates all transformation and change in this physical dimension. And so it's really important that we look at some of the simple things that you can do over the next 5 to 7 days to integrate these energies. Now, there's something you need to know. Very important you know this. The dominant emotions that you hold in your body, the dominant thoughts that you hold in your mind, are creative instruments. In other words, thoughts and emotions affect creation. They affect what happens to you. The emotions affect your body, thoughts affect emotions, and your soul can change both. What he's saying is there are simple things you can do to prepare yourself. First and foremost is grounding. Your body is an electrical instrument, and the vast majority of people are wearing rubber-soled shoes, walking on concrete in big cities. I highly recommend, if you can get to patches of grass or get your hands on trees for at least 15 minutes every day between now and say the next week. You don't have to do this all the time. I recommend you do it every day, but you really want to get your body grounded. And you ground by getting your bare feet on the ground, or you get your hands on a tree, somewhere where your body's going to allow the energy to be transmitted and returned from the earth. The earth is like a capacitor. It holds energy. Your body is like a capacitor that can hold and release energy. These ascension energies coming from the sun, it doesn't matter what you call them, gamma rays, cosmic rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, infrared rays, doesn't matter what you call them. These energies transform and change life on this planet. It's what's been going on for billions of years. It's the giver of life to this physical dimension that we experience. Grounding is number one. At least 15 minutes every day. Get your bare feet on the ground or your bare hands on a tree, and for 15 minutes just let nature do what nature does. Let your body and the earth interact with each other to balance themselves out electromagnetically. That's one thing you can do. The other thing you can do, and these are all things that we teach in our master classes, the other thing you can do is proper hydration. That is to ensure that you're drinking water, staying properly hydrated, because water is an electrical conductor and one of the best electrical conductors. Maybe not the best, but it is one of the best, and your body is 90% water. So making certain your body has the right amount of water will ensure that the electrical intrusions that are going to be happening as these energies bombard our planet, your body's going to need to be able to move those energies around to different nerves, organs, glands, that parts of the body that are going to require variances in electrical potential. So grounding and hydration, those are the first two key elements that you want to pay attention to. Make certain you're properly hydrated. That doesn't mean drinking beer and drinking wine. Even though they're liquids, they're not proper liquids. Doesn't mean drinking coffee. Water. Caffeine's a diuretic and will evacuate water from your system. It's also an amphetamine. Alcohol is a dehydrator. That's why alcohol evaporates things, right? So you want to drink good, clean water. Make certain it's unfluoridated if you can do that. Always check the side of your water bottles and see if it says fluoride ion 0.0 parts per million. That's what you want. The next thing you want to do is meditation. Now meditation, yes I will. He wants me to talk a bit about, you must understand that for many thousands of years there are individuals upon this planet that have learned to have tolerances and adaptations they've installed in their bodies such things as fire walking, iron skin, intolerances to cold. There are individuals that have learned to alter and modify their function of physiology so that when certain mediums interact with the body, it doesn't affect it adversely. You know, a really good person to think about is Wim Hof, who's learned to, through consciousness, change his brain and his body so that the influence of cold, not just cold, but heat and other things, do not affect the body, because he's learned to adjust its system, the system of the body. Same too in martial arts, many martial artists in Qigong, where they do healing. Mystics are easily able to walk across beds of cold. I've been privileged enough to have that experience twice myself. You can teach your body to integrate these energies. He said it's important to understand that you do not have the time, many of you do not have the time to cultivate that depth of training, but you can, through the process of simple breathing techniques, at least get your mind and body into a state where they will not resist these energies but will allow them to flow freely through them. That is not a very difficult or complex process to train your mind and body to do. What the function of meditation does is it puts you in the position where you are able to alter and change the function of the mind and body in relationship to certain experiences around it and certain experiences within it. So meditation, the simplest breathing technique that I've been given, is very, very simple. Just breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, slowly and deeply, and give your body permission to relax. Yes, I know. So these ascension energies are very powerful. And we're going to explain what these energies can potentially do for you and against you when you understand how they actually work. So slow and deliberate breathing, where you direct your body to breathe slowly and deeply. And then you direct your mind to be still and quiet and peaceful. And I hear a lot of people say, I can't get my mind quiet, it's so noisy. And I'll tell you this, it's only that way because nobody has taught you any way to do something different. You've gotten accustomed to your mind just running around like a wild child. But you can teach your body in a very short period of time, and you can teach your mind in a very short period of time. Once you recognize your thoughts are not you, your body is not you, these are instruments, you can quickly learn how to direct the thoughts, direct the body, which also changes the function of emotion to be different. So breathing is a very simple, slow, deliberate way to instruct the body to be relaxed, open, and receptive, so there's no resistance. You know, little babies and people that are often intoxicated will have car accidents or traumas, but because there's no unnatural tension in the body, they tend to be more or less susceptible to being injured because there was no tension in the body. So you want to teach your body to have less resistance during this incoming flow of ascension energies. Now, to put things in perspective, an event back in, I think it was 1867, called the Carrington event, where there was a massive solar flare, a massive transmission of ascension energy. It's interesting because right after that time, there was a huge explosion in technology and knowledge and wisdom and politics and social order that began to happen from that, because the ascension energies amplify, which dominantly kept in consciousness. But the Carrington event was what's called, according to the scientific scale, an X45 solar flare. What we are experiencing now are two consecutive X7 and X9 solar flares that are going to come very, very close to each other. They're still only about 1/5 of the intensity of that, but combined they're going to have a more pronounced effect than most scientists and most data will be able to reveal to you for various reasons. So these energies provide us with an opportunity to create a greater level of social order or a greater level of social chaos, not only in your own life, but in the lives of the countries and the collective humanity that we live in. Getting the body quiet, calm, and peaceful. Getting the mind quiet, calm, and peaceful. Proper hydration. Proper grounding. These are essential for getting your body and your mind into a state that has less resistance to these energies. Now, why this is so important is because the dominant emotional state that you have. Think about having a color blue, like you have a sheet of paper or a sheet of plastic and it's blue, and you shine a light through that sheet of plastic that's blue, you get a blue light coming out the other side. If you change it to red, you get a red light. If you change it to green, you get a green light. I'm being told to make this as simple as possible. So what you hold inside yourself, your anger, your fear, your guilt, your shame, your love, your joy, your compassion, your playfulness, whatever dominant emotional states you're harboring while these energies are coming in are going to be like that colored plastic, so that it's going to be amplified. Whatever that energy coming in goes through in you is going to be amplified. It's going to be what's projected out. So if you see people in the next 7 to 10 days doing really crazy shit happening, like sending missiles to one part of the world or attacking another part of the world or having wars, these energies, these ascension energies, affect individual behavior and they affect collective behavior. So what we hold in our minds and in our bodies individually and collectively is going to be amplified in these coming 7 to 10 days. And this isn't the end of it. This is just one cycle. And we're being given an opportunity to see what happens now. We're going to actually see, where is humanity's collective unconsciousness now? Where is your individual consciousness now? Because what you hold most in your mind and what emotions you hold fast to, they are going to be amplified. If you got a lot of anger inside you, it's going to be amplified. If you spend a lot of time being sad and depressed, it's going to be amplified. If you spend a lot of time being happy and joyful, that's going to be amplified. If you're a kind, compassionate person, that will be amplified. Whatever dominant mental and emotional states you choose to remain in, because you have choice, you can change emotional energy within yourself. There are simple, easy to learn things you can learn to do with your mind and body that can teach your mind and body how to change emotion from one state to another. So these energies coming in are going to amplify whatever you hold most in your consciousness at any given time. So yeah, for the next few days you can have a really happy day and suddenly you feel extraordinarily happy. And the next day you might be upset about something, suddenly you're extraordinarily upset. You do not have to go back and forth like that. You can teach your mind and teach your body to be quiet, calm, and peaceful, and allow the energy to amplify that. And then just observe what happens around you. If you find spontaneous emotions coming up where you are feeling frustrated or anxious, use the breath. Use the breath of your body to relax and calm the physical body down. Because you can use your breath to not only calm your body down, you can use your breath to calm the thoughts down. You can use your breath to calm emotional energy down. You can settle emotions with your breath. It's why in all these mystical schools, the monks and the monasteries, the Ayurvedas, all these mystical places, they always focus on people learning to breathe first and foremost. And it's very important you consider this. That the breath, your ability to alter and change the breath of your body, gives you access to reorienting and redirecting the resources of how your mind and your body are going to operate for you. That includes your emotions. When you're able to shift emotional energy as an act of your own volition, your own will, you can do wonderful things for your life. When you're no longer subjective to your anger, to your fear, to your guilt, to your shame, you can literally gain the fundamental experiences of how to change your own mind instead of waiting for somebody else to fix you. Or maybe if you get somebody to be the way you want them to be, you'll feel better. It doesn't work. If you do not take authority over your own mind and body, well, either somebody else will or the events that are unfolding will do it for you. But whatever you're going to hold in your heart at any time is going to be amplified. Your guilt, your shame, your anger, your love, your compassion, your kindness, your generosity, whatever dominant emotional mental state you are in, it is going to be amplified. If you're greedy, it's going to be amplified. If you're vicious, that will be amplified. If you're compassionate, that will be amplified. And this is going to be very intense compared to what we've experienced in recent years. And so these steps of Proper hydration. At least make certain your body's properly hydrated. Going out and grounding. I'm going to reiterate these because it's so important. You got to understand that your body is an electrical instrument. And the earth is an electrical instrument. And your body comes from the earth. You need to reconnect, you know. It's like when your cell phone dies, you have to plug it in to charge the battery again. Well, when your body's energy is imbalanced electromagnetically, you need to reconnect it to the earth. Because the earth is a source of greater potential than your own individual body, but it's a vital source of energy. That's why we have to eat food from the earth, right? Food and water come from the way this dynamic living thing called earth operates. You really need to be mindful of that. You're grounding, you're hydrating, you're keeping your mind quiet and calm and peaceful, then you're all set. If you can focus your attention on joy, on love, on freedom, of kindness, whatever you want to focus your mind on is going to be amplified. It doesn't matter who you are. Whatever your mind is going to be focused on is going to be amplified. It's really simple. It's not complex. It's not difficult. And this has gone on for billions of years on this planet. Civilizations have risen and fallen, not understanding how this energy from the sun works. And our science calls these energies coronal mass ejections, solar flares, gamma rays, cosmic rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, infrared rays, or different spectrums of perceptual measurements that science has measured, but we call them ascension energies because they orchestrate, alter, transform, and change organic life in the physical dimension. That's what suns do. They're living. The suns are living sentient beings. That their definition of life is very different than the definition of a human life, but they're living sentient beings, just as this planet is a living sentient being. And the sun interacts with the earth and the other planets, just as you interact with your environment and other people. The dynamics, the energy potentials, elements, again, things that I don't even understand that interact here, but what they tell me is that this has gone on for a long, long time. Civilizations have risen and fallen with these energies. And we see lots of evidence of collapsed civilizations that no longer exist. They're just rubble under the deserts or in the oceans. So be very aware, not just individually, but collectively. If you're somebody who's in a position of authority and power, socially and politically on this planet, and you're hearing these words, what you hold in your heart will be amplified. Let love be that which you hold in your heart. If you have that option to choose love, not the love of yourself, or you're going to protect your family, that's not love, that's selfishness. Your selfishness can be amplified, and that's not a good thing either. If you're in a position of authority and power, let your people know. Focus on the good of life. Don't force people, because each individual must choose. You know, you can put out a beautiful table of food, but you can't force people to eat what you want them to eat. But you can at least say to them, this is good food. I recommend you try it. So I say to you now, stay properly hydrated. Keep the body electrically able to manage these incoming energies. Go out and get your feet on the earth or your hands on a tree, something that connects you, grounds you back to recalibrate your body electromagnetically. Make certain you're eating high vibrational foods is the final thing. Make certain you're considering eating high vibrational foods, living, live, vital, vibrant foods. Make sure you clean them up properly first, baking soda and water, and wash your vegetables and fruits in that. But you want to make certain that you're preparing your body, because the very first wave of these energies is already hitting the planet. It will grow in intensity between now and Sunday evening. And then there'll be a couple more events happening in the next couple of days that will follow in succession from that. So keep these things in mind. Your body's an electrical instrument. And you can affect it with your thoughts, with your emotions. And of course, we all know that emotions are the driving force of all physical actions. Every human behavior on this planet, I don't care who you are, how rich or poor you are, emotions drive the function of your actions. And if you have no authority over your emotions, then you'll have no authority over your actions. Keep that in mind. So yeah, food, grounding, hydration, things that are going to be very, very beneficial for you. That prayer about men home for Christmas works. Congratulations, Leslie. I'm glad to hear that. So yeah, that's going to be happening. It's already in the way of unfolding right now. So teach your mind and body to be quiet, calm, and peaceful. Use the breath. Again, if you want to know more about how to learn to do that very simply and easy, sign up for our Masterclass 101 Awakening, where you will be introduced to grounding, how the proper ways to ground, different mechanisms and methodologies you can use, introduced to the functions and practices of hydration, introduced to the function of meditation, proper nutrition, how to raise your vibration physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, how to learn to begin the process of regulating your thoughts and your own emotional energy, because emotions coordinate and organize. Emotions, thoughts can generate and transform emotions from one state to another, but you need to learn how to coordinate and organize your thinking mind and your emotional energy in order to elevate your consciousness up. Now, there's this consciousness that people call God, and I believe in God very much. And I believe in the sons of God. I say sons of God because Jesus, Yogananda, Buddha, many others were his children, just as we are his children. But some of them learned to excel and get into a relationship or a union with that divinity. And I think that becomes very important too, to consider what is your relationship to the Creator, that which made your life, that which built your body. And you'll learn all of these things in Masterclass 101. Sign up, because look at how quickly time's going. You got less than a month left. Sign up. Go to my website, WilliamMichaelForbes.com. It's a 3-week course. Runs from Sundays to Fridays every week for 3 weeks, and there's a live event every single day where you'll be working with other mediums in the practice of different facets of how to learn to open up clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, which make you more sensitive to the spiritual realms of information. Just as your 5 physical senses make it easy for you to comprehend the material world. So 101 is literally about awakening. That's why we call it awakening, because it literally is a process of awakening. Hi, Bridget. Good morning to you. Hello. Hi, Amanda. Thank you so much for that super chat. And thank you too, Leslie. Amanda's asking, hi, Wim. I had a dream. I was watching myself sleep. A male voice was speaking to me, but I could not make it out. I also was seeing figures floating around me. It was so real. May I have a message around this? You're being visited by a group that's called the Divine Council, and I've never experienced them until now. But these are beings that are ready to begin to take you to the next level of your spiritual awakening. To the next level of your spiritual awakening. This is information that's not just for you. It's to be passed down to your children and those that you love. So keep that in mind. That's wonderful. The Divine Council. Interesting. I've worked with a group called the Divine Council of Light, but this is a very different group. This is again, these are interplanetary ones in addition to that. Question from Bo, from Shaping Reality. Thank you for that super chat. I have to go back to Poland soon to continue paperwork, but I feel an aversion to returning. What is my hesitation? Well, I'm being told there's 2 things that are in hesitation. Is that part of the world is going to be very susceptible to a lot of change that are happening right now. But I'm also being told to tell you, you can counter that. You can counter that by extending your love before you go. Like, put your love there as if you can make a pathway with a snow shovel through snow on the driveway. Direct a vibration of your love from your body to that points of time and space where you're going to be in Poland. But put your love there before you arrive, okay? I know it sounds really strange, but send your love to that point of time and space, okay? I also being told to tell, this is just coming in right now too, John is saying to me, for those of you that are very electrically sensitive, you might experience, some of the symptoms you may experience in these next few days will be such things as heart palpitations, fainting, weakness, dizziness. Sit down, do not panic. Breathe slowly and deeply. Put your hands, if it's a heart palpitation, put your hands to your chest and say thank you, thank you, thank you. Be grateful for your beating heart. The heart reacts very easily to variances in voltage. Okay? And there's a lot of electrical intrusion coming with these these what they call solar flares. We call them ascension energies. So if you find yourself feeling a little dizzy, feeling a little nauseous, a little off, sit down, breathe slowly and deeply, hands over the heart. If it's dizziness in the head, again, breathe slowly and deeply and move into a state of gratitude. Just say thank you, thank you, thank you. You want to, because a lot of people go, if you go into fear, that fear will create a very different reaction to energy than does your gratitude. So keep that in mind, because some of you will get symptoms like heart palpitations, racing heart, arrhythmia. These are some of the effects of these electrical intrusions. That can be very beneficial if you learn to have no resistance. It'll upgrade your physiology. And I know it sounds very strange, and I don't have language scientifically to articulate what the foundations of those changes will be, but I'm simply being told that these are other elements you need to consider. Increased ringing in the ears. There might be, again, fatigue and tiredness. That fatigue and tiredness is an opportunity to meditate. Sit down, breathe, relax. Again, when John came to me this morning, he said it's just important to help everybody become somewhat prepared to deal with this. It's like if you see a flood coming down the road, you tell the neighbors, there's water coming down the road, we might want to step aside. But in this case, everyone on the planet will be affected by this energy. There's no exception. Everyone on the planet in various degrees, in different points of time and space on the planet, will be affected by these ascension energies. The way in which you can be affected can be ameliorated or made more difficult by the nature and quality of your thoughts, your emotions, and whether or not you're hydrated properly or grounding properly. For those of you that might be more religious, you might consider prayer and being grateful for God's grace. But you want to get into a state where you're electrically less resistant, so that energy can flow freely through you without resistance. Again, if you're holding on to anger, guilt, shame, judgment, these will be amplified. And you can ameliorate these things by teaching your mind to be quiet and calm and peaceful, by learning to love the parts of you that are suffering. Again, you'll learn all this in Masterclass 101 Awakening. And again, I cannot say it enough times. Go sign up for the course. It will change your life. It's 3 weeks long. You're going to be working with 5 other individuals, 4 mediums and a nutritional expert, a holistic nutritionist who's an expert, and she'll walk you through the things you can eat that will really help raise the vibration and frequency of your body up. There'll also be recommended, don't drink coffee for the next few days. If you can avoid caffeine for the next 3 to 4 days. If you drink alcohol, stop drinking for 3 to 4 days. While this energy, alcohol is a bad conductor of electricity. Caffeine is a diuretic and it removes water from your body, which reduces the electrical conductivity of your body. So keep these things in mind, at least over the next few days, right till at least Monday. So reduce caffeine, reduce alcohol altogether if you can. But it's really important. What you eat, what you drink, is going to affect the way these energies interact with your physiology. You know, there's places, Dorinku in Turkey, again, I might be pronouncing it, there are cities that were built underground. Massive cities built on, there are now too. There's lots of cities underground, people don't know, but there are. But they found these historical cities that held thousands of people. And they were built because people did not know how to adjust to this energy, so they went deep underground where the earth insulated them from this electrical intrusion that happened thousands of years ago, right? About 12,000 years ago, when the last significant event of electrical intrusion that's far exceeded even the Carrington event, where individuals had to literally go underground. And there are multiple underground cities from that time 12,000 years ago. And there are many underground cities right now around the world that are preparing for such an event again. However, if you are properly prepared, like a fire walker, walking across a burning hot bed of coals, they change the function of the consciousness of their physiology so the body would not burn. Just as a Shaolin monk can change the nature and consciousness in his skin so that the spear or sword will not puncture his skin. You can alter and affect the consciousness of your mind and body so that it will interact and things will interact with it differently than they normally would. As Wim Hof can submerge himself in extreme cold water and his core temperature doesn't even change because he's changed and reconditioned his mind and body to be unaffected by those changes. And you can learn these things too at a foundational level. And the first step is learning how to alter and change how you use your mind and how you use your emotional energy and how they affect your body. And again, Masterclass 101 Awakening is an introductory course into not only mediumship, but an introductory course into foundational principles of health, real health, not the kind of health that the existing global health system has, which is creating more disease than we've ever seen before in our history. But you'll actually learn how to make your body healthy, how to make your mind peaceful and quiet, the way it was designed to be, like a child where it's so peaceful, right? We all came into this world in peace. We all came into this world in peace. That's why you look up on the face of a newborn babe, and you just see peace. It's because that's your natural state. That's at the core of your being. And you can return to that very easily. Thank you for that super chat, Manoj. Injured my knee 5 days ago. Prayed every day to Jesus and Archangel Raphael, but the knee didn't heal. Please ask them why and what advice they can give me to heal my knee. All right, Manoj. They're telling me right now this is the time where you now have to demonstrate what you asked them to do. So while we've got you here, I'm going to ask you right now, Manoj, to take both of your hands, and put them around the knee that's affected right now. Put them around the knee and just be aware of how the flow of energy between your hands and the place in your knee where the damage was done, and allow the place where the damage was done to feel and receive the energy from your hands. And speak these words and think these words to the point in the knee where the damage was done. I give my love to you freely, that you may be made whole. Think and speak those words slowly and deliberately. I give my love to thee, that you may be made whole. Speak them and think them very sincerely, right into the part of the knee that is the most uncomfortable. And repeat that. For what you are asking, you can do. You can ask the Spirit within you to do these things through your own love's grace. You know, we had a woman come on, Drusilla, she's our moderator on my YouTube channel. And she came on, and I didn't know that she was in the hospital, but she was in the hospital, and her blood pressure was extremely high, and Archangel Raphael came in and told me what to tell her what to do, and she did it. And immediately afterwards, I think it was like a minute later, she had the nurse check her blood pressure, and it had dropped by 40 points seconds after she had done that, maybe a minute after she had done what Raphael had asked her to do, which is pretty amazing. Remember, the kingdom of God is within you. Right? God is always listening. But communicate those thoughts into the place of your need. Direct your love, give your love to your need that it might be healed. But and then leave a comment in the comment section about what you feel and experience as you do that, and what happens after you do that. What do you feel? Please do that. Hi guys. Will my brain continue to heal from my illness last year? Thank you, William. Do not leave it up to chance. They're telling me to tell you, do not leave it up to chance. Let your love be present with your brain. Let your love be the presence of healing in the brain. Qualities of emotion organize qualities of matter. Qualities of emotion organize qualities of matter. And in your joy, in your love for this beautiful instrument you call your brain that allows you to interface with this physical dimension, let your love and gratitude be present with it. Understand, your emotions organize the functions of matter, your behaviors. And the behaviors of your cells are affected by the qualities of your emotions. Why John is saying it's so important to do these things during this incoming energies. Right? Very important, very exciting. But yeah, remember to do that. Be so grateful. Was my brain damaged when I hit the windshield backwards? No, but I'm being told to tell you there's an event in your past that you have not yet healed emotionally. There's an event from your past that you have not healed emotionally. That's why it was hit. You were hit on the back of the head, to look back and correct the injury from the past, an emotional injury. It's an emotional injury. Okay? I don't know why the word industry is coming in there too. Maybe it's something that happened at work when you were younger, or something that involved a place where there was industry around you at the time. But there's an event that's happened in your past that has emotionally not been liberated from the body. That's why you're being told to look back. Hi, guys. Oh, and to my patrons, in 3 days, I believe this Monday, we will have our patrons only live event for my Tier 1 patrons. So for those of you that want to join us for that, go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. And I'm not sure who's coming in, but we'll know by tomorrow, I'm told. We'll have that information for you tomorrow. My patrons, you will receive the information at that time as well. Wonderful. Thank you. Hi, Patty. Is there any message that Spirit and my guides feel that are important for me to receive? Yes, Patty Rainbow Warrior. If you did not come at the beginning of the transmission today, watch the replay on my YouTube channel and review the things that you need to do during these next few days. But there are common denominators amongst all of you that you need to understand, that your emotions are not something that you have no authority over. You are designed by nature to have authority over your mind and your body, particularly your emotions, that you may harness them and utilize them to be more effective in the creative expression of your consciousness while you are in this physical dimension. Hi, Bridget. Love and light to you too. May I have a message from my dad? Thanks. I don't know. He's just saying, let me guide you. Listen to what I say to you. What do you mean by that? He's saying that there are things that you're going to be contemplating in the next few weeks, things you're going to be thinking about next, and you need to sit down and ask, what would you do? Ask your father, what would you do? What would you do? And listen to what he says. He says you're capable of hearing him if you're not too anxious. He says you're capable of hearing him if you're not too anxious. That's really cool, Bridget. Thank you. Hello. Hi. So much love to you too, Red One. Hi. Don't have a lot. Oh wait, we've got a lot of stuff going on way back there, eh? Will I be in a relationship in 2024? Hi, Sophie. If it's still a question of doubt in your mind, you're going to delay it. Change the question into a statement. And how would you feel? People don't realize that emotions organize your experiences. They tell me this all the time. People don't realize. You know, Jesus talks about, he says, people don't know how to calm their minds down. You know, allegorically, the mind is kind of like the waters of Galilee, the stormy seas of Galilee. Calm the seas, right? You got to learn to calm your emotions, because when you change your emotions, you change effects that begin to happen in your life. So get really into the state. How would it feel to have this relationship in your life? How would you be feeling if you already had it now? And that emotion that you feel about having it now will actually be the stimulation for its manifestation. Emotion organizes matter. I would refer to a real medical profession for information, not you. Well, of course, that's your prerogative, Ryan. I'm not a medical intuitive, and I'm not a medical professional. I'm simply channeling messages and information. Yeah. But then if you take a look at the medical professional, Ryan, let's talk about that. If you look at the medical profession, that's supposed to be this profound system of wisdom and knowledge and truth to make humanity healthy and vibrant again, and yet disease, and death because of disease, death in hospitals, death by prescription pharmaceuticals is at a level that it has not been seen ever in human history. So most of what you see as health systems, the Ministry of Health, the Department of Health, and yet we're seeing these massive multi-billion-dollar organizations created by our governments, and we're seeing more disease because of these health systems. Does that make sense? But you're certainly free to take the advice of a medical professional. There are some really good medical professionals out there that understand health and how to promote you to get healthy. So you want to find those ones. If you're going to go that route, find them. Hi. People, if you're intelligent, thinking human beings, you would get a second opinion on what this guy says. Hi, Ryan. You know, the only reason you're saying that, Ryan, is you want to consider that. Because I know what you're referring to. You're referring to what was said a little earlier. That with these electrical intrusions coming, some people are going to start experiencing heart palpitations, right? It's what happens. You know what defibrillators are? Defibrillators, you put them on the chest, it's an electrical intrusion, and they bring people back to life. That's what a defibrillator does. It uses an electrical charge, imparts it to the body to jumpstart the heart. These energies coming into the planet, electrical energies, it doesn't matter what spectrum you want. The electromagnetic spectrum includes gamma rays, X-rays, cosmic rays, infrarays. They're all part of that process. And they will affect our biology. But again, Ryan, if you have that opinion, you're welcome to that opinion. You just don't have to be here anymore. Okay? Get rid of that. Okay, there we go. I noticed this in the last evening. I was angrier than normal, working to change. Is it tough? It is tough. It doesn't have to be tough. Thank you for pointing that out. So a lot of people's emotional state over the next few days is going to be heightened. But you do not have to be, even if you've got a lot of anger in you from your past, or you're holding on to your guilt and your shame, you can still, during these next few days, do what John said earlier. Relax your body. Go into meditation. Use the breath to keep the mind and body calm, quiet, and peaceful during this time. So that lower vibrational emotions don't get amplified up. Right? Hi. Oh, good. Thank you so much. Okay, just keep going. So interesting. It's all energy. Yes, it is. Hi, William. Any message for me, please? Hello, Red One. We got to that already. Hi, William. Can you connect to your? Can I connect to Chantel's mom? Yes, I can connect to her. I can definitely. She's laughing. She's giggling like a little schoolgirl. Do the teaching is amazing, guys. Oh, somebody just saying take the courses. Yes. Thank you for the hat and mustache. Hi, how are you doing? Any message today for me, please? If you've been listening and you've been here for more than 25 minutes, then you've gotten a message. William, I looked into a room with people in robes. Who were they? Again, when you're doing astral traveling, I highly recommend you do it when you're in a higher vibrational state. Thanks. All the lives are frozen. Must be me. No. There's going to be a lot of technology is going to be affected in the next couple of days too, people. Technology, there's going to be some system glitches going on around the planet. This is what electrical intrusion does. In the Carrington event, which was an X45 event, power lines, the telegraph lines literally caught fire. And the telegraph machines operated all by themselves. So this electrical stuff coming in is real. It's not an illusionary thing. It affects matter, time, and space. How do you think new life forms came up, appear on this planet? Because there's a consciousness that reorganizes it. Call it God, whatever you want to. Hi, Patty. Nick is just saying play ball. He says you know what that means. Just saying play ball. Play ball. Thank you for sharing the live. I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it. There's sensitive people in my family that blame me for their negative thinking. And I thought they're reacting to the energies. I wonder if I must at some point agree to take things on for them. No, you can transmute emotional energy. Project your love at people. Okay, let's say I got this glass of water. And say that's my brother or my sister or my mother, my father, and they're angry and upset at me. And they're in this state of anger. That's their anger. This is what they are. And I decide I'm going to send love to them. You could think of that love that I'm going to send them as a vibration called heat. Right? And I impart my vibration of love onto the water. It begins to change through a process of induction. If you project love towards people, if you project anger towards people, if you project frustration, you are going to induce a change in people with what you project. Now, if you're weak-minded, you'll be affected by what people project. If you're strong-minded, you will not. You'll recognize they're just angry, upset, and feeling bad about their lives. Then you can just choose to project love towards them, and you don't have to worry about taking anything on. Don't take other people's negative emotional energy on. Transmit your love towards them and let the vibration of love work for you. If I put this water on the stove and I put the gas on and I turn the gas on high, it doesn't matter what the water says, it's going to get turned into steam. Your love works the same way. Your love works the same way. Your anger works the same way. Whatever emotion you project, so it shall be. By your fruits you shall know them. In other words, by whatever seed you sow, love, fear, guilt, shame, you're going to create very specific results in your experience of time and space. And we're all amenable to that. Everyone. Hello, TN. Good morning, William. I have heavy metals in my body. Any suggestions to remove them? Zeolite. Look into a stuff called zeolite. Z-E-O-L-I-T-E. Zeolite. Cilantro is good for helping to remove heavy metals. Yes, it is. Cilantro is very good. There are some fruits and vegetables, but zeolite is very powerful. It's like what you call cilantro on steroids. Question: I have an appointment with a cardiologist next week for my high heart rate and trembling. Do you see any issues, please? My endocrinologist said there are nothing serious, but recommended a check. Well, I just told the story about our moderator Drusilla, and in just less than a couple of minutes, her blood pressure would drop 40 points just by interacting under the direction of Archangel Raphael, by interacting with her body, her mind, and her heart very differently. And if you want to see that video, I think it was last Wednesday's Shortcuts for Your Soul. You have to go to my YouTube channel, but last Wednesday's Shortcuts for Your Soul, where Archangel Raphael gave Drusilla very specific instructions about how to deal with the increased blood flow. Her heart rate settled down, her blood pressure dropped by 40 points, and I got a message from somebody else that did what Drusilla was suggested to do, and they did it, and they felt a change in them too. So how you think and feel affects your body, and you can change what you think, and you can change the emotional energy from one state to another. Right? Remember that, sweet fairy-ish. You're very welcome. Thank you, Leslie, for that. Yeah, again, if you're going to play victim, you're going to attract victimizers. Do I see you moving back to home? Do I see you moving back to the home we just moved out of? Not by choice? No, I don't feel that happening. Unless you let fear dominate. Unless you let the emotion of fear dominate your consciousness. Thank you so much. People don't realize that your emotions are organizing all of your experiences. They tell me this all the time. Jesus says this. Whatever your faith, whatever emotions and thoughts you hold your attention on, so it shall be. If you're in a state of anger, so it shall be. If you're in a state of compassion, so it shall be. Right? Very true. Hi there. Hi, Thuy. Hi, William. What are high vibrational foods? And what should I do to ground myself standing on grass or touching the tree? Do I do breathing, or what should I think or say to myself at the time? Great question, Thuy. Simple ground, you can either put your feet, bare feet on the grass is really good if it's real grass on real earth. Put your hands on a real tree. You don't have to, if you have only trees around but there's no grass, put your hands on the tree, because trees are connected immediately to the earth and it's a grounding point, so you want to do that. High vibrational foods are foods like oranges, apples, tangerines, grapefruits, zucchinis, things that are living and alive. That's the best definition for high vibrational food. Foods that are living and alive. I'm not talking about cows, I'm talking about like fruits and vegetables, right? But there are there are examples of high vibrational meats out there too, where there are people that have gone carnivore and their bodies are healing, right? There's other sides to that, but generally speaking, for you, living foods, fresh greens, spinach, salad greens, again, mostly living foods that you can get. Zucchinis, really good snack food. You can cut them into little slices and eat them up. But you want to eat live foods. Things you can think or say. Slow, deep breathing. Relax your body. Quiet your mind. Slow, deep breathing. Allow the body to relax. Give your mind permission to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. And you can say that. You can even think that to your mind. Be still, be quiet, be peaceful, and use the breath slowly and deeply. If you use your breath slow and deep, it sends an automatic signal to the limbic brain, and it tells the limbic brain to relax automatically. Just modifying the rate and pace of your breath will shift the energy of the body. And as the body relaxes through the slow, deliberate breathing, you can then add thoughts that will begin to stimulate the mind, the thinking mind, into quieter state. Thoughts like, be still, be quiet, be peaceful, be calm, you are safe. You can speak that way to your mind, and you'll find the mind will start to settle. And you, as long as you continue to keep the breathing slow, deliberate, almost like you're putting the body to sleep. You're making the body mimic the process of its breath while it's sleeping. And then the whole system will spontaneously and automatically begin to go there. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Why is LOD so angry even though we're nice together? Because they're still holding anger in their mind. They're still holding anger. They're still holding anger in themselves. Did my bunny dude pass away peaceful and pain-free? And did my dog Miley help him? You asked that question a few days ago and it was answered. Hi there. But I think we're done today, everybody. It's been an awesome day. I want to thank my guardian angel John and a few of the other beings that came through today. Remember, if you're just getting here on TikTok, go to my YouTube channel and watch the full transmission on how to be prepared during this massive flow of ascension energy that's coming into the planet. Remember, you have the option to do that. I want to wish each and every one of you much, much love. And again, there's a lot of really beautiful things happening on the planet today. There really are. And take advantage of them. Yeah, I got that. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for our meditation segment of our weekly show. Have yourselves a wonderful... Hang on. I've been grieving really hard and my memory has been bad. Okay, well, go book a reading with me if you can, okay? Go to my website, WilliamMichaelForbes.com, book a reading with me, or sign up for Masterclass 101 Awakening. Because your suffering is unnecessary once you understand how to operate your mind and body differently. Your mind and body are not who you are. They're instruments that you have while living in this physical world. That's it. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day, and I'll see you guys on Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.